Welcome to The Explainer. Today, we're diving into a company called Katana Technologies, and a concept that honestly sounds like it's straight out of a sci-fi movie, the digital twin. So let's start with a big question. What if you could hold a perfect, live, 3D copy of a real-world place right on your screen? I'm not talking about just a map or a static model, but a living, breathing replica that's happening in real time. And that brings us to the official definition, a digital twin. So, what does this actually mean? Well, high fidelity means it's incredibly detailed. Geolocated means it knows exactly where it is in the world. But the most important part, it's used for live monitoring and simulation. It's not a snapshot, it's a living copy, constantly being fed data from the real thing. Okay, so that sounds amazing, right? But how do you actually do that? How do you bridge that gap between a real physical place and its digital copy to create this world in your computer? Well, the whole point is to create what people in the industry call a single source of truth. You know how it is in any big operation, right? You've got the logistics team looking at one set of maps, the security team watching different video feeds, and engineers reading sensor data. It can get messy. The idea here is to pull all of that into one single unified space so everyone is on the exact same page looking at the exact same reality. To pull this off, Katana's platform is really built on three core ideas, three technological pillars that all have to work together perfectly. And here they are. You've got the 3D digital twins, Sky Command, and IoT Fusion. The easiest way to think about this is like the foundation of a house, the eyes watching over it, and the nervous system that feels everything. Let's break down what each of these really does. First up, you have to build the foundation. This is the geospatial 3D model, and we are talking millimeter precise here. Now, that's not just to make it look cool. That kind of accuracy means you can do some incredible things. Think about it. You could test if a new, massive piece of equipment will fit in your factory down to the last millimeter, before you even spend a dime on it. Next, you need the eyes. That's Sky Command. This isn't just about flying one drone. It's about managing an entire fleet of autonomous drones from a single dashboard. These drones are your eyes in the sky, constantly flying missions, streaming back live video, and what's called telemetry. You know, their exact position, speed, altitude, all that data that keeps the digital twin perfectly synced up with the real world. And finally, the nervous system, IoT Fusion. IoT just stands for Internet of Things, which is basically any device that can connect to the internet. We're talking about temperature gauges, motion detectors, pressure sensors, you name it. This system pulls data from all those sensors and feeds it directly into the digital model. So if a pipe starts overheating in the real world, you see it glowing red on the digital twin in that exact same second. Okay, I know what you're probably thinking. This all sounds insanely complicated. So let's peel back the curtain a little bit and look at how a world like this is actually built from the ground up. It's all based on a 5-layer architecture stack. Now, we don't need to get into the nitty-gritty of every single layer, but you can think of it like building a house. First, you have to pour the foundation, which is the 3D map itself. Then you start adding the other layers on top: data processing, sensor integration, AI, but really, that first step is the most important one. Without it, none of the other stuff can happen. And this is it. This is where it all begins. The first, most fundamental step is to take any location on Earth and transform it into that super detailed, high-fidelity 3D map we talked about. This creates the digital canvas, the foundation where this twin of the real world is going to come to life. So far, we've mostly talked about seeing this digital world. But what about controlling it? This is where things get really interesting and kind of take a leap straight into the future. Katana makes a really, really bold claim here. They're not just trying to build a better dashboard with more charts and buttons. They're talking about the end of dashboards altogether. So if you get rid of dashboards, what do you replace them with? Well, the answer is an AI. Meet Miyamoto. It's designed to be your autonomous digital commander. The whole idea is to move away from clunky point-and-click software and towards something way more natural, more human. And here's the absolute game changer. Your entire platform becomes a conversation. Instead of digging through menus to send a drone somewhere, you just talk to it. You could say, or even text, "Miyamoto, send a drone to inspect Sector 4 and tell me if you see any temperature spikes." And just like that, it happens. This completely changes who can use this kind of powerful technology. You don't need to be a highly trained expert anymore. And that leaves us with this final, really fascinating question to think about. This kind of tech is all about blurring the lines, about merging the digital and the physical until they're one and the same. So, when that fusion is complete, when our digital commands have instant, precise effects in the real world, what comes next? What's even possible then?